Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to be here with you. I cannot believe we are here at the end of the year already. I don't know where 2023 went, but we're going to have to go catch it. Um, Today on this episode, we're going to talk about tiny but mighty thoughts. Because here's the thing about entrepreneurship. So much of business success is less tied to what we do and more tied to how we think. I would love to tell you that success is tied 100% to the actions you take, but the actions we take are so impacted by the way we're thinking and how we're thinking at any given moment that it really does matter to work on the mindset side of business. It is more than half the game. I couldn't imagine telling you that 3 years ago or 5 years ago, but I know it to be true. So what I'd like to offer you today are some tiny but mighty thoughts that you might consider trying on to think about yourself, your business, your success as we close one year and start a new one. When I say try on thoughts, what I mean is see if you can think them about yourself. Test out sort of how they feel. It's sort of like trying on new shoes. Sometimes you try on new shoes and you're like, absolutely not. Sometimes you try on new shoes and you're like, I'm only going to wear these from now on. And sometimes you try on new shoes and you're like, all right, these will work, but I'm going to have to break them in. Thoughts work the same. So what I'm going to offer you today are some tiny but mighty ones that I find really useful in just thinking differently about ourselves. You can try them on. Maybe there's one you'll love. Maybe there's two you love. Maybe you love all of them. Maybe they cause you to think like, wait, am I that already? Because that's a great question. Or maybe they cause you to wonder why you're not that, right? So I have 6. The first one is, I think, a really good one to end the year with, and it is, I am ahead. So what you're thinking right now is like, ahead of what, right? And it doesn't matter. But what I wrote initially actually on my paper was, I am ahead of the game. And that is the way I think of it. But that part doesn't work for everybody. So this idea, though, that you are ahead is a really lovely thing to be thinking here in December, where so much of the year kind of catches up on us and we feel behind. It's like all those things we meant to do but didn't do come like crashing at us at the holidays, and we're like, oh man, I didn't do that either. Or I wish I had done that this year. That was my goal this year, and well, I didn't get that far. Thinking you are ahead at this time of year and really trying on that idea is true, because you have done things this year that you never imagined you would. You have made more offers, you have had new clients, you have done things with and for people, you have made sales that you did not expect. And so in all the ways that matter, you are ahead, whether the numbers sync up or not. But, you have to think about what it means to be ahead, right? I always think like, am I ahead? Am I growing? If I've grown in ways I didn't expect, if I rose to challenges, if I pushed forward even when I was like, I don't know, I consider that ahead. So, I am ahead is one to try on. The other thing to think about with any of these thoughts is if you're like, maybe, one of the things that you can do that's really helpful is to append it's possible to the front. So instead of I'm ahead, you can think it's possible that I'm ahead. And then it's like, oh yeah, you know what? It is possible that I'm ahead. And then you can sort of let that sink in and try it on and see if you can break in those shoes, right? So that's the first one. The second one is one that honestly is the first line in my journal every time I write in it, and is that I am a powerful creator. This one in January did not feel like mine at all. It is one that I have been working on all year, this idea of powerful creation. Sometimes I don't feel like it even still, but mostly I got it now. It's like this idea that something I create makes a difference for someone else. And if that's my definition of powerful creator, I am a creator that makes a difference for people, for other people, with things that I create out of nothing. Basically, like I created a business from nothing. I create this podcast from nothing. Things come into my brain and I share them and they help people. That's powerful. So this idea that you are also a powerful creator is really interesting to try on. Can you think about what you create, whether it's a product or a service, the things you write, the things you share, the videos, all the things, and think about how they impact at least one person? There's power in just that. It doesn't have to hit 50,000 people to be powerful, right? You can create something that makes a powerful difference for just one single person today, and that's still powerful. So that's another one to try out. One of the other ones that I really like is that I grow as I serve. So for me, that is like this tiny, mighty thought, because it means that as I help people, as I work to grow, they go together, right? That as I help people, I am growing just by the act of helping. So as I serve, I have a client who, what she says instead is, I grow as I share, because that sounds better to her. Sometimes I write it as I grow as I help. So whatever you might try, I grow as I give. Whatever you want to do, what other verb you want to put in there, connect would be another good one. Any of them work. But it's one of those that I find to be a really good reminder of that as I do the things I'm doing in my business anyways, as I serve, as I share, as I connect, as I help, as I give, they're all the things I'm going to do no matter what. I am also growing. And that's really helpful to remember, because while we are thinking about other people and what they're doing, we can also be growing ourselves. Like those things happen together. And it is nice to remember that and acknowledge it. Because here at the end of the year, it's like, oh my gosh, I have so many other things to do for other people. Like, well, every time I do something for someone else, I grow too. And that's like, oh, that feels just so much better to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you're going to be like, this is the dumbest episode ever. We'll see. That's the third. The fourth one, and I think this is the hardest of the bunch. Okay. So fair warning is I am open to yes. This one, sometimes I share this with clients and they make the face like I just stabbed them in the eye with like a hot poker. I am open to yes. And for me, it means yes in lots of different forms. So you can think about I'm open to yes, as in I am open to saying yes to new things, to new experiences, to new feelings, to new failures, to new successes, to all the things. But also, I am open to yes in terms of people saying yes to me. I find in coaching and in working with people that often we are open to saying yes to other people, and we are less open about hearing it, even though we really want to hear it. There's a little success intolerance in there. There's a little bit of like, but if everybody says yes, I won't know what to do. And so we resist other people saying yes to us. But the idea of being open to yes means that it works in whatever direction it's going to work. You say yes, they say yes, everybody says yes. I have a friend who has always said, I'm willing to hear no. And I think that is a variation of this, but I really prefer I am open to yes, because I just prefer sort of the glass half full version. I am willing to hear no is like I'm willing to hear no, but I'm open to yes, right? Like I would much rather be open to the possibility of yes than to be stuck at thinking about no. Just for what I'm going to say, what I am open to, and what other people are willing to say to me. So this is the one that I think is hardest for people. I think lots of people I work with, lots of people in the entrepreneur community resist yes. I think it's really tricky. And it's worth asking yourself if you really truly feel open to yes in every direction that it could come. Number 5 is a variation of number 4. It is one I write down constantly, and it is I am willing, open, and ready. And again, doesn't say for what. It just is. I am willing, open, and ready. I was listening to a meditation the other day, and the phrase she used at the end was come what may. And I think that might be a fun variation of this. I am willing, open, and ready, come what may. It's sort of like, all right, I'm going to be here. I'm happy to receive it. I am open to whatever's coming, and I'm ready to meet it no matter what happens. Right. And if that's true for you, just like it's true for me, then like, wow, it's so cool. Because then all the things can come towards us and we're willing, open, and ready to meet them. Like that's kind of magic. The last one is one that my coach and I talk about all the time. It is one that maybe will fit and maybe won't. I'm curious what people think about this one and how they feel about it, because it is one I think about a lot, but I don't know. And it is I walk my talk. So it means that, to me at least, that I am willing to do and say and try and be the things that I help to build in other people. I am willing to be the model, right? I am willing to do the scary thing that I ask clients to do. I am willing to put myself out there. I am going to give like crazy. I am, connecting and turning connection into sales and doing all of these things without feeling gross about it. I do all the mindset work. I do all the things that I teach. I do. And so this idea that I walk my talk is really important for me. I think sometimes entrepreneurs run into this thing where they don't feel like they are matched up with the advice and the things that they teach people. And so, it's an indicator of feeling out of sync, but most of the time we really do walk our talk. We are much more in sync than we're giving ourselves credit for. And if you're not feeling like this one fits you, it would be really good to ask why, because it's important to know, right? So they're tiny, they're powerful, they're mighty. Try them on. Tell me what you think of them. Every year in December in my Facebook group, which is Uncomplicating Business for Teachers, Helpers, and Givers, like this podcast, we do a planning event for 2024. This year's planning event is the 13th, 14th, and 15th every day, live in the group. There's worksheets, there's prizes, there's all the things. So if you are looking to plan for 2024, but you're wanting to do it a little less traditionally, because I don't do anything the traditional way, we are going to do that together. We will all be live. We will talk through all the things, and it will be tons of fun. It is one of my favorite events of the year. It is so much fun to do together. And if you're thinking that, you need to do more of this mindset side of work, or you're trying to match up what you're doing with what you're thinking better, coaching helps. So if I can be of help to you, please reach out. This is the work that I do day in and day out, both for myself and for my clients, and I'm happy to be of use to you. That is the most important thing here. So happy December. I'll see y'all soon.